Hey music fans, of course in particular rock fans, welcome to the Musical People and Journeys show, MPJ. This is a single album review. It's taken from our main show where we review a whole bunch of albums, and this month is pretty exciting. We've got the likes of Kasabian, Five Finger Death Punch, Machine Head, Panic at the Disco, Silver Sun Pickups, Muse, and I promise you some really cool surprises of bands that you've never heard of, because it's all part of the journey. So please go and check out our YouTube channel if you enjoy the show, and check out more reviews, and of course the old YouTube plea, please like and subscribe, and please enjoy. Thanks very much. Ladies and gentlemen, rockers out there, welcome to September MPJ Part 2. Oh, we've got the crew in. It's another exciting 7 albums to review. Good morning. Hello, Nathan from sunny New Forest.
Hello, Battle Beasts are awful. They're the worst thing that's ever happened to humans.
Wow. I mean, what a way to start the show. Just go. Good morning, Will. Fresh
Good morning.
Good morning, Simon.
Good morning.
So we were just for the one out there, we were discussing backgrounds. We said, to blur our backgrounds, and let's be honest about it, Nathan probably has the greatest background everywhere. This we could be preparing to go into a field to watch this festival somewhere local, couldn't we? So unlike my beach share, I was saying yesterday on the other one about how we're off to the rock festival at the beach. So there we go. So anyway, what a lineup we have, guys. Let's just to whet our viewers' appetites here. We're going to kick off with Thundermother and Black and Gold, Dynasty and their new album Final Event, Machine Head of Kingdom and Crown, I Prevail and True Power, Kasabian, The Alchemist, Euphoria, Five Finger Death Punch, Afterlight, and headlining the bill, Goo Goo Dolls and Chaos and Bloom. And why? Because they just happen to have the most hits on Spotify, and that's the way we do it. So that's the way it all kind of falls from that side of things as well. So we are missing one of our crew, which is Chris, and he is at a festival, and not a rock festival. He's at a blinking computer festival, EGX, for the weekend. But he has sent his ratings in, and he has given me some of his thoughts and insights, which we can share. Not anybody cares what Chris says, but we can actually share. So without further ado, because we've got an exciting lineup, we're going to kick off with Thundermother and Black and Gold. And I look at you and I think, who is the greatest of all the Thundermothers? Who would I describe as Thundermother? Yeah. So we're going to kick off with Will then, because let's be honest, the Power Metal King, if you had to describe Will, he would be a Thundermother, really, wouldn't he? So Will, what did you, I presume you've not heard of Thundermother before?
I'm not sure what this means. I'm not sure how I feel about being referred to as a Thundermother, to be honest.
It's clearly a term of endearment.
Well, yeah, absolutely,
yeah.
Of course it
100%.
is. Absolutely.
I know we've got the black and gold on, so it kind of fits as well, right?
Yeah.
You do.
It's all planned. It's all planned.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of them before, but this is something really weird. I have a soft spot for female-fronted like metal and like rock and roll bands because
you want to cover,
yeah. Jesus. I feel like I've always liked how the female vocals. I'm just gonna blank out everything.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
That's fine. I like the female vocals contrast with the heavier sort of instrumentals.
Yeah,
and I really like how that sound goes. But as an album, it didn't really sort of blow me away. It was solid rock and roll, nothing exceptional. I think the Light in the Sky, the opening track, is probably my favourite track on it. It had a really good sound. It was really good, sort of setting the vibe for what the album was going to be like. But other than that, it was solid rock and roll. Nothing too exceptional, nothing offensive. Just good stuff.
Cool. Before we go on to the other twos, I would just like to. I'm going to read what Chris said about this album because I'd like you guys' opinion, because Chris is probably the harshest critic, or one of the harshest critics in here. However, on this one, he loved it, right? And this is what he wrote. This is what he wrote. Ah, mate, that smoky voice hit me right in the sweet spot. It reminded me of Fergie on Slash's solo album. Started off as a blah blah, I won't give the ratings away, but it just keeps finding its way back on, so it deserves so much better. So he obviously liked it, and I just wanted, I thought I'd jump in there with Chris's point, because she does have that kind of smoky kind of voice, and that kind of rock and roll voice. But yeah, anyway, Simon, what did you think, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, I've similar opinion that she does have an absolutely beautiful voice. Like I said, that sort of like deep, smoky voice. It's very sort of old school rock, which I like. It's a good, enjoyable album. It's just nothing spectacular jumped out at me from it, though. That's my only catch. Is none of the songs in particular none of them in particular sort of stood out. And it was just sort of good classic rock. Nothing offensive, nothing wrong with it. Just all right.
Nathan.
Hello. Yeah. So I'm gonna piggyback Will, actually, because it's a soft place to be. Soft and comforting.
Sorry, that just conjured up images I really want to like immediately get rid of, but I'll do it.
Why do you want to get rid of it?
Embrace it. Right. I feel like it was really refreshing for me to hear a female vocalist in that genre, and one that I didn't feel had come from another place. So if you think of Britney Spears doing "I Love Rock and Roll," the Joan Jett song, don't do that, please. You don't. So she really fit the bill, and it really, really, really worked. That said, there is only so much you can do on a record to get people involved. You can do it all the time at live shows, and you can get the crowd involved. That doesn't work. I know I've got Ian in my head going, "Oh, did you listen to it at 11?" Like, yeah, all right, mate. But like, you could listen to it at any sound in any place. It won't bring you in like a live gig. I reckon if I saw them live, I'd be well into it. But there is no, as you guys said, there's no real defining moment on that album that makes you go, I'm going to listen to this over other stuff. That said, I really like the blending. We often talk about influences, and it's not, it's okay to wear your influences on your sleeve as long as you bring something else to it. I sort of counted, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, riffs and stuff like that, but I do think there was something else different about it. So it was kind of a nice moulding. But that said, yeah, if it wasn't really for me, but I really would love it if I turned up at a gig and they were supporting. I think I'd be right into it.
It's really interesting, isn't it? Because when you see the cover, when you see the name Thundermother, you're instantly going to think, "Oh, this is just going to be sleaze rock." Do you know what I mean? You're going to think that. And then
they should 100% change their name. It's terrible now.
Yeah, and then when you listen to it the first time, you go, "Oh, there's something there." And then I've listened to it a few times, and it did kind of grow on me. And there's a problem here in the sense of she has a fantastic voice. You're looking at a new kind of, but better maybe Joan Jett, more range than Joan Jett, that sort of ilk and that sort of stuff. And some of the songs are peachy, and then some of the songs are just the arrangement isn't just quite right. Which is why there's maybe not some really standout tracks. But overall, I really enjoyed the album. I think it was fantastic. And it almost kind of got you to a point where you want to be blown away, but there's something not quite right in that for you to get blown away, because her voice takes that point.
You, Nige? About what you're saying about the construction, yeah. I actually thought that about the solos. The solos were short, which I actually think in that genre they should be. It should be like a blitz of like, here's what's up. But the actual construction of them, there was so much overuse of repetition.
Yes.
So much overuse of repetition in those solos. They would do the lick down here, then up there, then up there, then up there. It's the same lick. It's the same pattern. You've just gone up an octave. That's not good enough. Or maybe even a harmony occasionally. And you mentioned Joan Jett. Joan Jett could write a song. She only needed about 3 chords to do it, but she could write a fucking song.
Yeah.
And she knew how to construct a song. These guys, I think, know how to play rock, and I think there is a difference.
Yes.
But
yeah, I meant vocally, I thought she was better than Joan Jett. I've always like.
her range is 100% better than Joan Jett.
Yeah.
Sure.
But and there were there were some really good standout tracks. Hot Mess, Watch Out, Stratifit, really good. Yeah, I enjoyed the album. It's really good. And it was above my expectations. But then, to be honest with you, these days I think that our opening acts. Should we be expecting more from them than our top act? So anyway, right, let's crack on then. So, Will, what's your rating, my friend?
A solid inoffensive 3.
Solid inoffensive 3. Chris, give it a 4.5.
Fuck me!
Wow.
Jesus Christ!
I know, right?
Wow.
That's like
Whoa.
that's golden ticket
What
time.
have you done with the real Chris?
4.5 for Chris. I mean, that's.
He doesn't like stuff that
I know,
much.
right? I'm just wishing he was here to share this moment of our incredulous. Anyway.
Yeah, I'd really relish the opportunity to try and break that.
I know. Simon.
I could give it a very middle of the road 2.5.
2.5. Nate.
Yeah, I was going to say 2. I probably won't listen to it again, but you know, it was cool.
A 2. You think it was good
Yeah.
and a cool, but you give it a 2, which is below average.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
It was cool, but it wasn't cool enough, you know.
Wasn't, well, I mean, I know, but
It's not sitting in a field in
It
the New
sounds
Forest.
better than average. I mean, do you know what I mean? That's what I love about this show, right? You know, normally, you know, Ian, we were taking a mick out of Ian yesterday because like he gives he gives it a raging like I'm gonna like every word that comes out of his mouth it's a 5, and he goes yeah, so 3. And we go like
Yeah.
anyway, 3.5 for me. 3.5. I did enjoy it. So we're looking at quick arithmetic. 6, 9, 13 and a half, 15 and a half. A solid start. Solid start for the show. So right, well. Who is next? Here, live in the New Forest, the festival, New Forest Festival. Who is next?